Joining us in the studio to help us better understand this matter of standardization is Director General Standards Organization of Nigeria, Farouk Salim himself. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. I'm well. It's good to have you. Let's begin this conversation with understanding the matter of having this sensitization program on products, competitiveness, and standardization. What are the standards required and why it was necessary for this sensitization, basically?
Well, the MSMEs, we know that there are like 40 million of them, an estimate. And any country that wants to progress has to have those MSMEs at least going.
Right.
If you imagine every MSC employs 3 people, so we have like 120 million Nigerians, which is almost 60% of our population.
Right.
So essentially, what we need to do is they are having difficulty competing because their packaging of their products, their processing of the products, the cleanness of the products, if they are edible products, all these standards are very important because essentially most countries that make the leap from developing to developed countries have to do it through standards.
Right.
China did it, Japan did it before that. So it's for our products to compete even within Nigeria because we are a very open country. We have products coming from all over the world. If you go to the market, for example, you see you're looking for a product. Your first thing is to look at the package of the product. So the one imported, maybe it was done laser labeling, laser packaging. So essentially, your first instinct is to go for that. So if you see a made in Nigeria product that is not packaged properly, it doesn't matter what's inside. You're automatically thinking, you already don't think it's going to be up to standard, and now the packaging looks bad, so you go for the foreign one. So essentially, we were just trying to sensitize the MSMEs on the need first to have the standards and why they need the standards. Because a lot of times people don't understand why even you need standards. You think it's like an unnecessary encroachment. It's an unnecessary cost. But eventually, the long-term benefit justifies the means. For example, to digress a little bit, our manufacturing facilities in Nigeria that succeeded internationally, like our cable industry, like our oil lubricant industry, like our cement industry. These are successful because they adhered to the standards. It's easy for you now to, if you are building a house for your contractor to say, Madam, buy Nigeria-made product. It may be a little bit different in price compared to the one imported from foreign countries, but your engineer will tell you those ones are up to standard. They are 100% copper. They will not burn your house. So that's the whole idea of standards. So we want our MSMEs to understand they don't have to get the standards now. They can work towards it. Because you see, people should always understand standards are voluntary, but it helps your business. If we see a product that is harmful to the health of individuals, we stop it. But if a product is not harmful and the standards are below, the only thing is you're not going to get certification. If you don't have certification, you can't move that product to Cotonou or to Niger Republic to sell it.
So should we make standards voluntary then?
Oh, they are voluntary. The difference is, if you come with this phone that you have now, you are buying, you look for certification for the product. If there's no certification, you're buying at your own risk. Now, one of the things I always like to let the public understand is because of the WTO rules, most countries now cannot just say, we are going to stop this one from coming, we're going to stop this product from coming. What they do now is they use standards and quality to block entry of products into their country. So we have this free African trade where the whole Africa, 50-something countries, have signed up to it. So any product made from anywhere in Africa, technically, eventually is supposed to come to this country without any hindrances. So now our products cannot go to, say, Ghana, Benin Republic, if the standards there say, this product is below standard. So they have a right to block products that are substandard, but they have no right to block products that are up to standard and are certified. So what we are telling people is, if you want your product to be up to standard, to sell, and then to get certification so that you can take it to another country, then you need to get the standards.
And I think you kind of answered my question to some extent, but I'll still ask anyway because I need more clarity. I understand that sometimes when you go to the market, you buy some things and you feel this is really substandard.
Yes.
And the next blame comes to Standards Organization of Nigeria, that they are not doing their job. Or, okay, you're sitting here, they would say you're not doing their job, that some will go outside of the country and tell them to design Nigerian standards, which means low quality. And they bring it to Nigeria and they sell it. Shouldn't you just stop this outrightly? For instance, cable, if the cables are not strong enough, they can, burn your house.
You see, the issue is, first of all, when you go fishing, you catch the fish you can catch, right? The other fish you left for tomorrow to be caught. So in the markets, the tragedy, what we are going through right now is 85% of all the products coming into this country come through the ports, essentially from Apapa, Tinkan Island, and all this, the ports in Lagos. Now, we are recently allowed there. So now we are doing our best with the few people we have available to check whatever availability of the containers and everything. But the problem we are having is, first of all, some of these products are cleared in the night. Okay. So we have no ability of making sure 100% all the products coming into the country are protected. Now, we have market surveillance, and we have customer...
Is it a suspect that some products are cleared in the night and will evade, quality supervision?
The evidence is in the pudding. Bottom line is, you go to the market, they are there, right? How do they get there? That's the point. See, if you go through standard organization inspection, you get certification. You see, let me back up a little bit. The procedure is this. If you go, you're importing a product that is finished, what you do is, we have something we call SON conformity assessment, SONCAP. Now, that applies to products that are finished overseas. So the situation is, you go to that factory you're buying the product to, they have what they call product certification, which they obtain from international accredited inspection firms. Now, those firms will come to your factory, wherever it is in China, England, inspect your facility, inspect the product, test the product, and say, okay, we'll give you product certification. So now, if I'm a customer, I'm coming to buy from you, you give me that product certification, and I take you to the IAF working for Nigeria. We have 4 companies working for Nigeria. So they will get that product certification, confirm it is authentic, then they will give you SONCAP. That SONCAP, when you come to port in Nigeria, you will show that SONCAP certification and say, okay, I have followed the procedure, and now the customs can do their job of charging duties and everything. But unfortunately, some of these people will not get the SONCAP. They will sneak the product into the country, and we will not, sometimes we don't have the ability to catch everybody who doesn't have that. So now the next stage is for us to go to the markets and do intelligence surveillance. In addition to the surveillance, we do have consumer feedback. If you buy a product in the market and the product is substandard, you can call us, you can text us, you can come to our office. We have 48 offices in the country to report this product. Then we can actually go with our inspectorate departments to go and inspect these products and make sure who brought them, how they brought them, and then we penalize them. If it's a product that we have to take completely out of the market, we take it out of the market. If it is something that we have to ask you to improve, like if it's just a labeling, because some people will go and import products from foreign country with only foreign instructions. So that's substandard based on instructions. Right. So now you can go and translate in English, put the label. By the way, we are going to do destruction of this kind of products tomorrow in our Amadofin facility, where all these products will confiscate. We get judgment from court saying, okay, now you can destroy them. We have thousands and thousands of different sorts of products right now that by tomorrow, Thursday, we are going there to destroy them because we have already got the right to do that.
I am wondering what kind of collaboration you have with the ports is like, because you mentioned earlier that some products come in at night, and so you can't necessarily check this product. So having an interagency collaboration for me, I believe, should be able to address that, because he said that the organization does not have the capacity to check some of these products, and we know how harmful and how dangerous they can be to the people.
So your conclusions there are actually a little bit incorrect, in the sense that, first of all, I don't know when the products come in. If I know when they are coming in, I can have a triple shift of my employees.
That's the essence for having interagency collaboration.
No,
don't you
I'm
think?
getting there.
Right.
But you see, the issue is they are there in the market, and they came through somewhere. They are smuggled into the country. How they smuggle them, you and I don't know. The bottom line is they're in the market, and there is no custom duty, or there is no sun stamp. Now, talking about collaboration, we have excellent relationship with all the agencies in the port, with customs, with NAFDAC, with Port Authority. Without that collaboration, our people will not be able to do the work we are doing right now. But what I'm saying is, if the evidence says there are products that are in the market that are substandard,
right.
So they got there somehow.
Absolutely.
And our literal explanation is, at the middle of the night somewhere, somebody used a boat, or somebody came through somewhere and did what they have to do. So it's just an expression. Right. If I know they come in the middle of the night, trust me, I will change all my employees to midnight employees to block them from coming in.
Right.
But the point is there. So we have to work. And the thing is, a lot of times too, we as Nigerians, we are looking at just one aspect, enforcement. We're not looking at our attitude adjustments. We're not looking at sensitization. That's where the program we have yesterday of sensitization comes in.
Okay.
For example, if you don't buy, I won't sell. If I don't sell, I don't import.
So there's a market for all of these
Exactly,
products.
because the typical attitude for us as Nigerians is, you want to go home for your Christmas. I always give that excuse because example, because it's a very simple, poignant example. You want to go home for Christmas. Your driver first in the morning say, "Madam, tire is not good." You've already told people in the village you are coming. If children are happy, they're going for home for Christmas. So what do? You have two options. If you don't have enough money to buy 4 new tires, get yourself a nice taxi, up to standard taxi, and take your family in a taxi and drop them in the village. But most of us feel bad that they can't go to the village in a taxi. So what you do is tell your driver, I better go to Tokumbo market and buy me Tokumbo tires. Now the problem with Tokumbo tires, used tires, is the fact that we don't know who used them, how they used them, in what climate it was used. And then the bad thing is all these importers of Tokumbo tires, they smuggle into the country. When we catch them, we will catch 4 tires inside one. Because you know why? They don't want to pay for 5 containers, so they put everything in 1 container. So before even the product is washed up and cleaned up, which literally that's what they do, it's already broken. So you put your family in a car, put air in the car, with the heat we have in this country, and the speed our drivers are doing, automatically the family is perished.
I think we're running out of time. I would like to ask you about the plans for your organization, because sometime in January, you made public your plans to digitize, your processes.
Yes.
And how far have you gone on this particular?
We have done we are actually implementing everything now. We have our e-receipt. Essentially, from the comfort of your home now, you can put all the information you wanted about the product that you're trying to get from us. And then you pay online. The e-demand notes will be sent to you. So you pay online using that demand note, and then you get your e-receipt. So in the comfort of your room, you've done all the processes of processing your product, getting your payment and everything done, and then you can get your services straight. So we've done that, and it's working in a very decent way, because now we are cutting down on all the leakages. You don't have to come to our office most of the time to come in and meet somebody, and somebody will say, "Oh, guy, let me cut you a deal. Instead of 100 naira, bring me 50 naira, and I'll give you a receipt." Those kind of things. It happens all the time. We know these things happen.
Right.
So this e-demand, e-receipts are helping us, get to the level. And then the comfort of the customer is very important. So you don't have to be spending half of your day in Sun's facilities to get your products done. And we have the product authentication mark, which we are working on. It should be, by December, it should be available. What that means is that essentially you go to the market, and when you see a product, before you buy, you scan it with Android or something like that. It will tell you if the product is up to standard or not up to standard, expired or not expired. If you don't see that mark, obviously you don't buy the product. If it tells you the product is bad, then you know you can help it. So you don't have to even buy it like they do with medicines, where you have to scratch first after you buy.
You send the
So this time before you even pay. So we are working on all those efficiencies to use what we have.
How efficient has it been? What feedback are you getting with regards to that?
Well, it's going to be, we're implementing it slowly, introducing it to the market, but it should be full-blown by December. So then by that time, we'll be able to know that if it is working or not.
You're trying to eliminate red tapeism, bureaucracy in the process of getting your product set.
That's the whole idea of
But we know that the MBS, in first quarter of this year, they said Nigeria has an employment rate of 4.1%.
Yes.
Are you not in one way or the other, removing some people from, the daily bread? Maybe some people will be losing their job in this process.
You said something that is very, very important to me. Because when we catch people, for example, we go and close a factory who is producing substandard goods, or if we catch somebody bringing in bad stuff, the first thing, their big brother who knows somebody in the big house somewhere, they will call you and say, "Oh, guy, you are shutting these people now. We have unemployment. Why are you causing this?" The point is, you cannot do wrong things and then use unemployment to get away with it.
My concern is the Standards Organization of Nigeria itself.
Yes.
When people come to your organization, they meet people, they interact with people physically, but now they don't have to interact.
No, it's not completely.
They do it remotely.
We still have our employees.
Right.
We are not sending anybody away. Trust me, I need more people. There are things you cannot do online with standards. You can see a Rolex in a container through a scanner. You can even look at it here. But you need an expert to make sure that thing is the original, that the quality of the product is there. So we need people. The people will never be replaced. It's like when the computers first came, people were saying that's the end of paper. But you and I know we kill more paper now with computers than we do with before. I mean, look at your table. You have so many papers. Exactly. So people will always get employment. Technology only gives us room to do other things that are important, not just
enhances efficiency at the end of the day.
Exactly.
All right, our time is up, but we must thank you, Director General, Standards Organization of Nigeria, Farouk Salim, for your time on the program.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.